Tom. Welcome to a brand new week. I'm a little bit sheepish to say that it's actually Saturday, but as you can see, in line with what I said last week, I got a haircut. So, yeah, that's pretty good. What else have I done? I went out grocery shopping, and that was real good because I needed to do that for a long time. I've been ordering out way too much, and I've started, but now that I've gone grocery shopping, I've actually started being able to make my own food. I've been trying to make omelets in the morning, but one of the issues with that is that I haven't gotten the hang of folding it over, so there's a little bit of issue with that. So whenever I do it, it kind of just looks like a massive egg with like chunks of spinach coming out of it. I make spinach omelets. No cheese, though. Although without cheese, can you really consider it an omelet? I'm going to call it an omelet. I've also had yogurt for breakfast. I've been drinking more water. So that's good. Getting my health up and eating healthy breakfasts. What else did I do? Oh, the other day I cooked some salmon and steamed some vegetables. The vegetables were good. They were steamed. I'd say they were like steamed just enough where like they thawed and cooked a little bit, but not so much that they just became like a mush. So I think I did a good job there. The salmon, on the other hand, while delicious, was not thawed properly. And for a while, I was a bit afraid that I was going to get like salmonella or norovirus or something along those lines. However, it's been 2 days so far, and I feel fine. And I think if I did get something from eating undercooked salmon, it would have happened already. It's probably completely flushed through. So thank you, my digestive system and my immune system, for all that you do. Aside from that, I did pick up some video games as well. I went to one GameStop that's like fairly close to where I live, and I went to another GameStop that's a little bit farther out. This is the same day I went to go grocery shopping. So the video game stuff was the first thing I did, and then I went grocery shopping because I had some frozen stuff that I picked up, and I didn't want that sitting in the car the entire time. One thing I'm actually kind of excited that I picked up was, and this is going to seem weird, but Just Dance 4. And the reason for that is that, in collecting Wii U games, I kind of have gone through this phase, or not really this phase, but like I kind of look at like, if there's a bunch of different titles from one franchise that are released for the console, I kind of look at that as like that entire collection. So like like for Lego, I have all the Lego games, and that collection's done. Just Dance 4 has been eluding me for so long, and it's probably one of the more common ones as well. And I've also been trying to get them with the case, like with the normal case. I've seen Just Dance 4 at other GameStops, but it didn't have the case. It had like the generic case. So, got that. All the Just Dance games are done. All of the Lego games are done. I think, I'll have to count how many Wii U games I have, but I think I'm probably less than 50 titles away from finishing it. It's not a big collection. It's only like 170. As for N64, I bought some N64 games at Game Over Video Games on South Lamar as well. And a bunch of these games here are mixed in with some of the stuff that I bought while I was visiting a meal in Georgia. So I got all those out of the way. I just have to, the reason they're not like actually on the shelves with their proper areas, or like not like lined up properly, because I still need to catalog them. So there's that. But yeah, I'm getting pretty close to being done with that. In terms of N64, there's still 2 games that I'm missing that are going to be just a pain to find. And even worse is that as time goes on, they're going to get more and more expensive. And that is Stunt Racing. I think I'm not entirely sure on the names of this, but I think they're called Stunt Racing and Super Bowling. And both of them were Blockbuster exclusives, meaning that they're really hard to find in the wild. And they're expensive. However, they're not as expensive as the most expensive game I have, but they're up there. They're like the second and third most expensive games because of their Blockbuster exclusivity. Anyway, aside from that, Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, and I streamed a bunch of that last night, and oh man. I was kind of afraid that, like, with all, like, the changes to, like, the Pokédex and, like, you know, some of the other stuff, that it would have been kind of like a hollow experience. It's not. It's, like, despite, like, the changes, it's still really good. Which might be a problem for people who want the full Pokédex back, because if this game does well in sales, then they're just going to kind of continue on that trend. I'm still of the hope that each Pokemon generation, they're going to, like, add in, like, back new Pokemon that they already have like the animations for, and eventually it'll be caught up once like everything's on there. Or they'll make like a Pokemon Stadium type game that does have all the Pokemon in it. That's mostly what I'm hoping for, because like I feel like Pokemon Home would be like sort of a good central area for that, and you could transfer your Pokemon between Home and the games that are coming out. But I had a blast playing it. I started with Grookey, the grass type, and because of his little stick and his beating on the ground, I named him Neil Peart after the drummer from Rush. And he is my little monkey man, and I love him. Anyway, today woke up, made some breakfast, edited Custom Smash a little bit. It's Saturday, so I was supposed to have that up today, and I didn't get it done. So I'm gonna put it off until next week, so that way I can get it done. Plus, it gives me a little bit extra time to go ahead and like make more stages for when I need to record again. I'll probably do that a lot next week. Is something crawling on my leg? My pants were hitting my leg in a weird way. It felt like something was like attached to it. And yeah, what I'm gonna do now is I am gonna go ahead and stream more Pokemon, which I was a little bit apprehensive to do because I don't want all my content to just become Pokemon. And the way I'm doing these streams, I'm streaming them as like Let's Play recordings. So I'm already 3 weeks ahead on recording, and I'm gonna get more ahead on recording. I think I'm just gonna do that anyway, because it's like there's no harm in it. The only real thing that would be kind of bad is if like something happened that's like relevant that the Let's Play wouldn't cover. But I know like a ton of successful people who do like Let's Play content who record really far in advance, and nothing seems to change from it. I mean, like, maybe you could like date the video in some cases, but like nothing really seems to change in terms of like viewership, as opposed to like being current. And in terms of the streaming thing, I get instant feedback, so I wouldn't really be like out in the loop in terms of feedback. Anyway, I'm gonna go get to this, and I'm actually gonna go make myself a sandwich before then, because I ate breakfast and I haven't eaten lunch yet, and it's almost 5 p.m. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll see you back here tomorrow, maybe, or Monday. It's probably gonna be Monday, because that's generally how this goes. It is Monday! Told you. Anyway, on Saturday, I played Pokemon again, because I think I mentioned that on Saturday, but I just really wanted to play more Pokemon. It's fun. It's fun, and I just want to keep, going on it, so I played it. Anyway, on Sunday, I streamed Skyrim, and yeah, and then Monday, today, went over to Chill's place and we recorded some VR games. There were 2 of them. One where like there's one person controlling like a control panel as like a human, and then there's like robots that are working around. Played as like 2 players with like controllers and whatnot. It was a co-op game. And then we played one, I think it was called Late for Work or something like that, where the person in VR is playing as a giant gorilla, and the people with controllers are playing as like either civilians or cars or weapons like tanks and fighter jets, trying to take them down. So yeah, there was a lot of that. Anyway, that's really all I got for this week. Not much happened too much here, and I've just kind of been lazing about around here. In terms of like some of the stuff that's been going on, there's like a lot of buzz around COPPA, which is basically like, I can't remember what it stands for, but pretty much it's about protecting children online. And mainly what it goes into is I believe it's like gathering data on them. So, or at least that's what this current change has come about for COPPA. So like YouTube's kind of like been in hot water in that, and they kind of like pass the responsibility of it onto like the creator, but it's kind of like it's vaguely worded, so you don't know how strict they're gonna be on it about it until they actually have to like crack down on it. So I guess we'll see come January 1st, 2020, if like a lot of YouTube channels are going to be going down because they're not COPPA compliant and end up getting fined for it. Like the fines per video can go up to 42,000. So that's a little bit of a stretch. Some people think that it's like it's like fear mongering and just like panic. Others think that that you can't be too lax about it, or else you're gonna like lose your channel and like a ton of money and whatnot. So yeah, we'll have to see. Honestly, like there's open discussion about it online. You can comment on the FTC's website about it and try to like convince them to like kind of cut back on the rules, or rather, as opposed to make the creators more responsible, make the companies and even like the parents of children who are watching this thing more responsible. At least that's probably like from the perspective of the people who are like having panic attacks over it. I'm kind of in like the middle ground here. I guess it's one of those things where if I see somebody who's close to what I do get like, I guess my future on YouTube as a platform is going to come down to whether somebody I know who's close to me, or if it happens to myself, gets like all these different fines, then it might be time to jump ship. And it's really like confusing for gaming content, because then what is it based on? The game? Is it based on the commentary? Like, am I gonna get in trouble for playing Mario, in that regard? So there's a lot that can go into it, and you gotta like take it with a grain of salt, but like it's tough. It's tough out there being a YouTuber sometimes. I got really lucky to fall into the position I'm in with this, because I don't have a lot of other marketable skills outside of what I do on YouTube. Anyway, enough about worrying about that. I had a pretty good week with the release of Pokemon and whatnot. Next week is going to not quite be Thanksgiving, but we're getting close. It is I believe all of my family is going to be here by Monday. I believe my brother and his wife are going to be here either on Saturday or Sunday of next week. I say next week of the vlog anyway. And then the rest of my family will be here on Monday, and then Donna's going to be up here on Tuesday. So that'll be a brand new week when she gets up here. So yeah. Anywho, I'm thinking I'm going to go to bed, because it's really late. I'll see you all next week. Later.